afternoon. Today with me in the show is Shankar. Welcome to Bitcoin Live.
Good afternoon, Nick. Great to be back on Bitcoin Live Show, and which is also our preferred channel to share updates on greener blockchain. So really happy to be back. We got lots of updates to share that have bunched up in the last 7 to 8 weeks, and as we go, almost getting ready to go live. So we thought it is the right time to share all the updates, plus some of the campaigns and airdrops that we're planning.
Yeah, this is an exciting time. I know you've been working very hard, been quiet on the front, but not quiet in the crypto market. Let's start there. What is your outlook in the crypto industry in this year?
Uh, The crypto industry, after a deep downturn or crypto winter in 2022, has been recovering since Jan this year. And as long as Bitcoin is recovering, the entire crypto industry will also follow. So I think we needed 6 months of time from FTX episode, and those 6 months finished in May. So that was the critical period where we needed no new accidents in the crypto industry, and it went through okay. So I think the bulk of the impact has been absorbed from Terra Luna, FTX, and a vast number of smaller events of 2022. And 2023 is building up. We see projects, metaverse projects, DeFi projects, different kinds of ones going live, and also building up or sharing their roadmap. So projects are working on the ground based on the readings that we have. So I think in the near term, we may see some projects going live, but I do see lots of projects continuing to work even if they are not making more, let's say, news. So this is a good time to invest in various projects which are in early stages, as well as the frontline for pure crypto investors, for frontline crypto tokens, coins, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, SHIB, the five. I think we should not go outside those five for pure crypto investors who want a high degree of safety, because those five will deliver that liquidity and safety. You can sell with a button and exit. And for
And
investors who are looking for early stage returns, which are much larger, if the project succeeds, there are various options, including Green Earth itself, whenever as people understand the project better. And there are others as well. So the near-term crypto view is that it is rebuilding, and projects are working towards going live, and even the established projects and blockchain projects like Dogecoin, Litecoin, they're also doing newer work, and they are
yeah,
also attractive for investors.
yeah, and of course, this is not investment advice. Always do your own research, but I think you speak wisdom, and you have like a ton of experience also in this regard. Um, but looking on the longer term, like 2 to 3 years out, how do you see it then?
Uh, I think 2024 is Bitcoin halving year. Okay, so that is going to be a very key year for the market. And overall studies have been indicating that 2024 and 2025 together will be positive for crypto industry. And also we would have been a full year after the crypto winter. So setup will be better. So as I said, the work, the consolidation work, and the rebuilding work that is happening now this year will start showing results next year and in 2025. So, and then the prices would, uh, if things are not in, except for unforeseen events, prices of crypto across the board should be higher in 2025 than now.
And speaking about that process, the SEC has been on a rampage this year. A lot of victims, casualties along the way. But one victory for Ripple, and you did see a big price spike. So what is your view on what happened with that case, and how do you look at Ripple?
Yeah, Ripple managed to come in the top 5, top 4th rank that day after Bitcoin and even some, I think, Ethereum and then Ripple. So big move, uh, and it was a big overhang on Ripple for a long time. Now the thing to understand is that this is a decision, positive decision given by a district court of New York State. Now, if the SEC wants to pursue this further, they can still go to a higher court, and that may be a different decision in favor of the SEC and against Ripple. So it's not that it depends on what the SEC wants to do at this point. However, what we know is that this is positive news for the entire crypto industry in one clear way, and that is this: that what the judgment said was that the tokens offered through exchanges, they will not be considered as securities. However, tokens offered on a direct sale basis to institutional investors, they will be considered as securities. So Ripple has also sold tokens in that way to institutional investors. So that part of sales will still have those penalties involved with it for Ripple. And but the good news for the overall crypto industry is that the tokens being sold on decentralized exchanges or centralized exchanges, on exchanges in general, they would not qualify as securities and they would qualify as utility tokens or whichever way the project is being offered. And which means that the elaborate liabilities associated with security offerings are not there for tokens when you offer them through the exchanges. And basically, you're putting the tokens on exchange, and whoever wants to buy buys them. And that
Yeah.
is the clean way. And I think that sets the path for projects forward. That they have to stay in that path to be remaining safe.
Yeah, and that's of course also good news for Coinbase, I imagine. And
Yeah, exactly. Coinbase is offering through that way, so it is a relief for many of the players, including Coinbase.
And just to stick a little bit longer on it, because there was also this really interesting thing that Ripple isn't a commodity and not a security at the same time. So what does that mean in your view?
Uh, well, the judgment did say that the tokens offered through the exchange route are not a security, and they can be considered as utility tokens. Uh, However, not a commodity. That is, we will see how they interpret that or how it. But as long as, see, for the industry, as long as they are not required or they are not called a security, the overhang of the uh, onerous requirements associated with a security issue have been removed. So whether
Yeah.
you get called a token or a commodity is secondary. It's not creating liability. In fact, if you get called a commodity, then you have zero liability.
And and I guess imagine that's also good news for Ripple or XRP itself, right? Because basically it's removed all the roadblocks and they have clearance at the moment. If
They
this is
have,
actually,
yeah, they have. I would say, to the extent they have offered tokens through exchanges, it is okay for them now. And I don't know the exact extent to which they have offered tokens to institutional investors via direct sales, because that is still in under security
yeah.
structure. So they would have some issues or penalties there.
Yeah, I think it's over 700 million plus, something like that. It's a big penalty that's coming their way.
But
So
overall, it's positive for the crypto industry because the path is clear on how you should approach the tokens.
true, true. Okay, that's good news. So how about GEBT tokens? Are they only offered on exchanges, or are they also offered on one-on-one sales?
GBT tokens have been offered only through exchanges, a combination of decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges. GBT is there on both, and we have not offered the tokens in any one-to-one sales directly to investors, and neither do we plan to do that.
Oh, that's really good news, of course. That's excellent news. And what is the roadmap for GEBT going forward for the
Yeah,
next year?
if you can share the slide I shared with you earlier, we can use that.
Yep,
Yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah. So this slide we have prepared to show the roadmap of the GBT token. We started off last year in literally last year in July. In June, July, we had the initial uh, white paper discussions with our team members, and we were in the formation stages of the team and the whole concept. And it took a couple of months of work to get the white paper completed and then the token engineering done. And on September, we came out with the token, GBT token, and then the project moved on from there. So it has been uh, nearly a year. We can say it is 11 months approximately since the token got created. But the project was still in the building phase, build up phase. And today it has been listed on uh, two centralized exchanges and two decentralized exchanges. The team is firmly in place. There's a good active community in place, and the project's integration testing has got completed, and we are working to make the project live. And then from there, once the project is live and the model that we want to show to the world is visible to people, that how the e-commerce platform called Ganga platform in India, how the Ganga platform is linked with the greener blockchain, and how as the customers on the e-commerce buy products which are all verified for the entire transparency of from the source till the end. When customers buy those products, how they also get the GBT tokens as reward. And so this whole process will get activated once we move to the next stage of go live and launch, which we will talk about further in this discussion. And so that go live is our next main event, and we are getting ready for that in the next few weeks, very near term. And uh, after that, in the next events or milestones, we have a listing coming up on P2B exchange, which is a tier 2 exchange, and that will make three centralized exchanges for us: Windax, Dextrade, and P2B. After that, we want to go and list on Gate, which will be a top 10 exchange. So that is the so three exchanges on the tier 3, tier 2 side, and then one tier 1 exchange, Gate. And with that, we believe the base will be ready to go and list on Binance at a future date, uh, whenever that discussion materializes, because the goal is to list GBT on Binance, and that is when the uh, token and the project will be visible to the world and the investors worldwide, and then they can see firsthand what we are aiming for, the vision and the goals. And because the scope of the project is worldwide, uh, once we get investors from across the world, we will be able to get the necessary capital to actually roll out greener blockchain in different countries and different continents. So that is the goal. So, but Binance will be much later because we need to prepare the entire base to go there. And so after listing in P2B, our next milestone for this year is to have 100,000 users for GBT token.
Wow.
Uh, and that we have been preparing the user base at the back end while the project has been developing. So currently we have about 1650 users for GBT token,
So,
but that will expand once the go live happens, and we will rapidly reach 100,000 users. That is the goal for this year before December, and that 100,000 users, uh, it will be a a good proof of a working system which is actually reaching users in far and remote areas, far from the typical software or similar locations. So, as I mentioned in previous calls as well, many of the GBT token users or holders will be having a crypto for the first time in their life. So I would say almost half of our users will be first time crypto users. So GBT is going to bring an entire large mass of crypto users into the industry for the first time. And that is a significant achievement as a project, I feel, because uh, we also have a requirement to educate them about how to hold the tokens in the wallet, how to keep them safe, or how to even operate that or access the wallet, and if they want to sell them on an exchange tomorrow, how to do that. So once we go live and get going with the user base build up, we will also have those knowledge sharing videos and at least one dedicated team member for that to handle that work. So 100K users is the main one, and then the next milestone would be in roadmap terms to have 10,000 validators across India, because that's our main first market. And we are currently also adding 25 advisors in the Green Earth Advisory Board. And so that work also has to be completed this year, because the strength of the advisory board will reflect the kind of vision and long-term goals that we have set for the project. And we are adding some very capable people in the advisory board currently. So these are the milestones that we have planned for this year. And trading volume scale up also will happen in parallel. Uh, and what another milestone which is worth for all the users to understand or interesting is that once we go live, we are also going to come up with a campaign to do airdrops, 1 GBT per airdrop, and we have planned to do 25,000 airdrops.
Wow.
So
That,
so
that's
25k
good to hear.
GBT, and average GBT is around 1.1 or 1.15 USDT currently. So that's the airdrop, and we believe that that kind of campaign will help the project get visibility among the crypto users, because these are all crypto users who will come, and not the traditional users who are in remote parts of India who will be getting GBT as part of the products that they sell or products that they process or produce. So the rural users in a way. So they will be getting. We may create some schemes for them as well, because they don't understand airdrops, or they don't even understand crypto as of now, but they will learn through our project. So we may create some bonus projects or bonus campaigns for them to motivate them to participate further or learn further. But I think the need on the rural front is more about education than airdrops. There, if we can educate them about how they can benefit from understanding and holding these tokens for a longer duration, because these tokens are being given as rewards to them for their work. So, and if the project succeeds, this could be a useful reward for them.
Yeah, and we also talked about that in our previous show, so I'll link them underneath this one so that people can also look back. And also, of course, go to the website of Green Earth Blockchain Token, because you have really excellent resources over there too. But who are your investors? Like, who are the investors that you're looking at? And are you also looking at family offices or uh, climate, climate change or green funds? Sort of. I'm searching for the term, but people who
Yeah,
are
yeah,
investing.
yeah.
Yeah.
The climate funds and green funds. That's the right
Yes.
way to explain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
So
I was searching for the term.
yeah, it was that. It's a whole set of investors of that environment investors or something.
Yeah.
So yes, I would. The in the near term, we are because we are still an early stage project, and we are looking specifically for investors who are willing to take those early stage risks for the kind of early stage returns that can come along with it if we succeed in our goals. And and other than Binance listing, which is not specifically in our control because it has to be a mutual agreement and they would have to feel good about listing us. But if our parameters are good, if our user base is growing, and if our token market cap is liquid on other exchanges, they would list us. I don't see a reason why it won't happen, but it may take its own time. But whenever that happens, that will be a very high liquidity event for the project. But that is not
Huge.
in our control. However, what is our control is to go all the way till Gate, which is a tier one exchange, top 10, and grow the fundamentals of the project, which are completely in our control. And so, and that itself can be that path till gate itself can be very rewarding for many early investors. So we are looking for early stage investors who understand the typical path and risks or challenges that come with growing a project which is of this nature, which is on a hybrid project of ground level e-commerce with crypto. And then we have a plan to develop AI systems to track the whole system 24/7. So there's a lot of AI coming in the project. That's the reason why we have the domain greener.ai. It's at the core, it will be a very strong AI project, which is tracking everything ongoing basis, deviations from prices, quality controls. A lot of that will be AI at the core. Uh, so we are looking for investors who understand what we're trying to do, and and not some of the investors are coming from the alumni network, the discussions that are happening because those people already know us as a team or from past. So those discussions are in progress currently, and we have references to speak with new people that we are doing currently. And we believe that once we get the initial capital and get the initial milestones done, like the 100,000 users
Yeah.
and listing till Gate, somewhere around that level when we are already listed on Gate or maybe just getting listed there, at that point, I think the family offices and the climate or green funds may be interested. They will expect some amount of let's say growth or visibility or confidence in the project. I'm not sure if they are suitable for very early stage projects in general. They are looking for a bit more clarity, a bit more surety, and that comes once we are at Gate. And
Yeah.
but the token price also will be different from where we are today, but they are willing to pay a higher price for the stability or surety that they are getting in the project. The clarity, they are willing to pay higher for a clarity. Clarity comes a bit later, and with its own higher premium than today. So that's okay. However, we don't need a lot of capital at the moment. So the investors within our network, once we finalize these discussions, we believe that we will have the adequate capital required to go till Gate. And from there, it is actually a very different set of investors who may come to us, which includes family offices or even some sovereign funds who are interested for that kind of a project.
Yeah, high net worth individuals and the
Hmm.
likes.
Hmm.
And then this is of course a very solid project. I mean, you have been building on it for years now, laying the
The background,
foundation.
yes, the background preparation has been a very long one. The founders have nearly 20 years experience in different parts of the project. And so it has all come together in this project since last year. And so yes, it does take a lot of effort and ground level network to get this moving. Yeah.
Yeah, and the AI aspect is also very interesting that you raised. I didn't really realize it, but of course it's greenearth.ai. And yeah, so you probably also get a lot of investment from that area right there. That will be a show in itself, probably. You
Yeah,
also
they
got
will
a
come. They will come
big fan in the
because,
comments.
say again?
You got a big fan in the comments, a big Green Earth fan following us. But talking about ganja, how's it going with
Ganga.
ganja?
It's Ganga.
Oh, Ganga. Sorry, my
Yeah,
India
yeah, yeah,
Indian is.
yeah.
How's the visibility and how's that coming along?
Yeah, the visible project on the ground for people is the Ganga project, because that is the e-commerce platform, the first and the
Yeah.
largest one. So the transactions happen on Ganga, and then they get represented on Green Earth blockchain. So Ganga project is the website, the web app or website development is complete, and the mobile app is the Android and iOS are getting completed, and they may take another 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So by end of August, even those will be ready. However, the plan is that we may make the website live by 15th August, which is mid-August, with a short set of products on live. So they will be available for buying for customers, but it will not be
Right.
the full set. We may have, because we know which are the, let's say, popular products in our portfolio based on the sales that we have seen earlier of those products in our other channels, other e-commerce channels. So we may list a short list of maybe 10 or 15 such products which are popular with our customer base, and start with that so that they can try the whole model from that point onwards. And then by end of August, we plan to load our first batch of products completely, and then we will go on adding more products onto the e-commerce platform, which is the Ganga platform. We are expecting a lot of producers and 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 groups to come as they see the project live. So in the steady state, we may have over 1,000 products on that platform, but in the beginning, we would have about 100 products.
Wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's really exciting. And then you also have the 10K validators. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, the validators are part of the Green Earth blockchain, and they are the ones who are there on the ground. You should think of them as the nodes in a blockchain. So these 10,000 validators are like 10,000 nodes on a blockchain project, because they'll be on the ground and they will
Yeah.
be responsible for the quality control and verifications of the source level of the
Right.
products. And they will also be participating in adding new uh, farmers or new food producers in their region onto Green Earth blockchain. So in India, there are 10,000 blocks. So blocks are like a subset of the district. So there are 10,000 blocks. So we plan to have about 10,000 validators. The 10K number comes from the number of blocks in India, the geographical
Ah,
blocks. And so each we want to have one validator in each block, and so that his or her work will be to be the, let's say, the evangelist for Green Earth blockchain, and share with all suitable farmers and food producers about what we are doing, and all those who are suitable, who can provide us the transparency till the end point, they will be asked to come and invited to join Green Earth blockchain. Because so the validators will play a very key role in the expansion of Green Earth blockchain across India. And when we are in another country tomorrow, whether it is, let's say, the UAE or some country in Europe like France, Germany, or any other country, we will have validators on the ground, because without them, the system cannot really function, because they are the input nodes and also our output nodes for the messages.
yeah. Your mic is a little bit uh, noisy, but
Okay.
yeah, I totally agree. And you're also going to expand outside of India, which is really exciting. I can't wait to have you in Europe or in America. We have a lot of
Yeah, South
friends over there.
America as well.
Oh, that's really awesome. So, but what I also wanted to ask you is, how about the legality of crypto tokens in India? Because what we saw also with XRP, can you actually pay people in GEBT or associates in the tokens? How's that structured? Is that a problem or is it not a problem?
Very good question, and I think very relevant one as well. The current legality in India is such that we can't pay people in tokens. So it is
Hmm.
not permitted as a payment mechanism. And we are staying clear with that legality by not paying people in the tokens. So, for example, all the people who need to be paid, uh, including the validators, they will be paid in the local fiat currency, which is INR, Indian rupees. It's called INR. So they will be paid in the rupees. For example, if a food product of 100 rupees gets sold, and suppose the validator has a 3% income share on that, it's
Mhm.
already, all these income shares are predefined in the system on which part of the chain gets how much percentage, and each of them will get, from the customer is buying in fiat, in on Ganga platform in INR, and the chain members, including the validator, will also get paid in INR, that is in the local currency, uh, till we have a, a better version of the regulations. However, uh, all chain participants, including the validators, will also get the GEBT rewards as tokens in their wallets. So that is in addition to their payment. So the GEBT is being given as a reward to
Ah,
the participants rather than
so it's not a
as a
payment, it's a
compensation.
reward.
Yeah. So
Yes.
their compensation is in INR, the fiat. So in euro terms, suppose we are operating in, let's say, Netherlands, and somebody is producing, let's say, dairy products. Okay, so we, and there's a validator there who's involved in ensuring that the quality control is there. He's also communicating all our messages and policies to the dairy industry people who are there as the suppliers. So he'll be getting paid in euros for his work, and also GBT tokens as reward. And that GBT reward is again predefined as a percentage of the whole transaction, and so that percentage will be coming to him. But not only him, even the back end actual sellers of the dairy products, for example, they will be getting paid for their products in euros, but they also get GBT tokens for participating. So each person, based on the percentage that we allocate for that particular role in the chain, get GBT in addition to the fiat.
So in that way, you sort of circumvent the legality issue by gifting it instead of
Yes, we are
saying,
reward. Yes, we are gifting and reward, and in each reward, we are saying that in case they don't want the reward, they
yeah,
can return it back to the green
yeah,
earth to a specific wallet. We have a community wallet. They can return it to that.
until there's like clarity on legality, and then you can
Yes,
switch.
if for example, if in the future, suppose it is that we can actually pay team members in our tokens, then we would do that instantly, because it reduces the whole cost of transactions for us.
Yeah.
And in fact, we have also postponed the step of listing GBT in India in the exchanges there for this reason, because if we can't pay them, or if they can't actively buy and sell the token, then we might as well wait and just give them as rewards. And at a future date, we will find a way to monetize it for them, because the aim is
Just
clearly to monetize it for them, or at least give them the
just
options.
to linger on this point a little bit longer. Modi is of course a famous president,
Prime Minister.
and prime minister. Sorry, prime minister. You have prime minister, of course. Yeah, that's true. And he's turning India into a crypto powerhouse. That's at least my opinion. So, how do you see sort of this legality issue when it concerns to crypto? Because India is also a little bit like China, a little. They sometimes switch position, becoming sort of anti and then pro and then anti-pro, anti-pro. So, how do you see this positioning of India? And do you agree that it's a crypto powerhouse?
It's a, I would say, a very good question, Nick. Uh, See, in India, you have to understand two parts, two forces here. The first force is that India is extremely technology friendly country. It's a very
Yeah.
strong software development house for the world. So uh, the mindset and the willingness of people in India is always pro software. There's no two doubts about that. Everybody is always open to learn technology and use technology, and that's why we have such a large number of people who are working in the software industry. So, and everybody has a high value for education, and every family values education, and they spend on that. And technology is considered as a very good way to move forward in life, which is true. So there's a very strong pro crypto willingness to understand blockchain and willingness to use crypto on the ground level among people, and also in the government. Government also wants that, as long as it is secure.
Yeah.
However, the resistance comes from the background or the past, where because India is not having free capital movement, as in there's a capital control of rupee versus dollar exchange, or rupee versus pound, or rupee versus euro. Unlike in Europe, or unlike in Britain or US or Canada, where you can just move in and move out with the currencies, in India, it has not been like that, because there's a Reserve Bank of India which controls the flow
Mhm.
for keeping the rupee at a certain stable position. Uh, so
So the
so
so the
therefore
main
it's
reason
so the
is
reason
from
for the reason for the entire reluctance, or whatever source of resistance, is that the way the economy is structured is not ready for a smooth smooth flow of, or without capital controls. Let's put it that, where the USD, because crypto is USD in variation. Okay, it just comes in. It's like a USDT. USD comes out, and so there's no control anymore. And that has been at the source of the resistance towards adoption of crypto for payments, because as RBI says, if everybody starts paying in crypto, then what will we do with the INR? How do we manage the price of the INR? Because then it will lose the turf that it has today. So it is something on those lines, where, however, uh, I I don't think India will stay behind in overall development of crypto industry and adoption of crypto industry. So whatever lag we may have, will actually catch up with a very strong acceleration at some point. And
yeah.
because you see, you have now 1.35 billion people in India, so it's a very large and very technology friendly country. So at whichever point the path is cleared up, we will see a very strong adoption in India, and that is going to be a very big upside for Green Earth blockchain, because that is the market where we would have had a very large base whenever this opens up and expands.
So on the one hand, it's sort of the banking system that is sort of reluctant to embrace this new technology because they lose their turf, their power. And on the other hand, it's a political issue that so there might be like a major switch as sort of this groundswell continues to grow among the population embracing crypto, that there might be this sort of change in political stance towards crypto in India, that it might
Mm.
switch completely at
Yeah, I
some point.
think the readiness to adopt crypto will always be there, and the willingness is always there. The readiness is by keeping abreast or with the trends. See, if the people on the ground are lagging behind the technology,
Yeah.
then it's not good for the country as well. So Prime Minister Modi is very clear on these things, that India doesn't want to lag behind the world in any technology, because otherwise that's a source of income that is lost for the people. So especially on software or innovations related to Web3, blockchain, they're very clear. They want to stay ahead and as much as possible at the front of it. Uh, so
It- it-
so therefore, it's a matter of time that the policies will get created to make it that much easy for people to hold the tokens and participate in such projects. But we will wait for
I,
that. We can work on the ground level and prepare our base, prepare our users. As the only thing that is missing today is that the ability to monetize the tokens is not freely there in India, but at some point it may come, and we can benefit from that by having a good base of users who are holding our tokens. It could be like an
I,
XRP equivalent in India.
I guess it's a little bit like learning how to swim, and then you at some point you have to jump into the deep end, right? It's a little bit like that, and let go. But yeah, we're not there yet, and with deglobalization, it will probably lag a little bit longer. So if you want to be an intern, or if you want to become part of the Green Earth blockchain community, how do you do that, and where can people start?
And that's a very good question, Nick. The in our view, the global adoption of Green Earth blockchain and the GPT token is going to be through our community members. And and the validators will be very much a part of that as they seed the community in their respective regions or districts or blocks. So as of now, we don't have a validator form or a page because we haven't gone live, but we plan to have a very specific page where people can just fill the form if they want to be a validator, join us in the network in that role. But as of now, anyone who wants to be a community member in whatever role, they can just contact us today via the website and with their desire to join the project, and we can bring them on board. And your question was on internships.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have already been giving internships on the ground in our farms and in our ecosystems for last few years. And in fact, recently some interns also came from Belgium.
Ah,
Yeah, and we have had interns from other countries as well, and also from other parts of India. In fact, the students from Belgium were PhD students, and they wanted to get a overview of what's happening on the ground with our projects in the ecosystem. So I would say that but we want to make it more structured once we go forward. That we will have a slot of about maybe 3 or 5 interns per quarter capacity. As of now, it's unstructured. Though we have taken interns, they have come and gone in batches from India and outside. So we'll have a structured program. But as of now, anybody interested in being an intern, they can just contact us.
okay. Belgium is,
And
of course, next door.
the interns get some very interesting experience on the ground, and they also get GBT tokens as reward.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So, and talking about GEBT, when are these airdrops that you mentioned before? When can we
Yeah,
expect?
yeah. See, we have planned for 25,000 airdrops, GBT token airdrops, and they will be in two batches. The first batch will be of 10K, and the second will be of 15K. We are waiting for the current round of fundraising to complete, and once that is completed, we will start the airdrops. So I can't give an exact time frame, but it is in the near future. And what I can tell you is that at the start of those airdrops, we will have a new AMA with you, and then we will do airdrops from that point, from the after that AMA.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that. This
Yeah.
was like an excellent talk. I mean, is there anything that we sort of skipped or that you want to mention?
I think, yeah, I can mention about a couple of things we probably didn't cover. Is that the we believe that the user base is a very critical component for any blockchain project success. So uh, our focus from the very beginning has been to see how do we get users on board. So currently, with the thought process that we have and development we are seeing, the 100,000 users that we want to target, out of that, 80% will be the users from ground level, which are people who are actually using the project in some way, participating in the project, and 20% users will be the users who are coming from the, let's say, the crypto industry through airdrops or word of mouth, but non platform users or non users of the actual system, which is at the back end. So we expect that 80-20 ratio to be there in the beginning. But if the once the project moves forward to, let's say, the gate level, then it could easily be 50-50. And if we go to Binance, then it could really switch, and it could be a lot more crypto users than the actual users. But we will see how, and even our backend users, we plan to take it to 1 million on the ground. So we do see a significant user base coming from actual ground level, but the crypto users will expand over a period of time, and the airdrops are meant to literally start that process.
So I'm really looking forward to our next conversation when you can announce that news. And that's also very good for our listeners and for the crypto community as a whole. I know many people are still sort of unaware of green earth blockchain tokens. I'm really happy that we're sort of one of the first platforms that sort of gives attention to the project that you've been building. And I want to congratulate you on all the achievements that you've already achieved and the milestones that are coming. down the road. And I can't wait till the day that you're listed on Binance, of course, because that will be like the crown jewel on your work. Shankar, thank you for being on Bitcoin Live. I can't wait till our next conversation.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you so much for having me. And on behalf of all my team members, thank you very much. And we will see you again. Bye.
Take care.